Okay, men, we're continuing to look at the formation, how God took Abram as raw material and then formed him into an Abraham. And by the New Testament, we know him as a father of faith, the example of faith, and what happened in his life and some of the things that he learned. And here, and we've looked here the last couple days in Genesis 18, and really how God chose him because he would command his children after him. But then in Genesis 18, is the whole story of God saying he's about to go down to Sodom because he's heard the outcry of the cities there. And then there's a side that we see in Abram that we might call it today, Abraham began to intercede for the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, the surrounding cities. And he began to cry out for partly as well for his nephew Lot and Lot's family that was there. And one of the things I might challenge us as men, me included even in this, is sometimes, I don't want to talk about intercessors. There's almost the sixfold ministry, the apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, teacher, and then intercessor. But a lot of times intercessors are women. But men, I believe some of the greatest cries come from men. And I believe that there's something too when God hears a cry, and maybe this is my challenge for you. What's your cry for your city? What's your cry for your area? Is there any cry that rises out of your heart? When Abraham heard about Sodom and God going to visit there, something stirred in his heart. And I think he knew enough about God that he knew that Sodom and Gomorrah were in trouble because of how they violated the Word of God and the morals of God. And there was a cry that came up from Abraham, and he said, what if there's 50 righteous there? Will you destroy the city? And God said, well, if I can find 50 righteous, no. Then 40, then 30, then 20, then 10. And Abraham stopped at 10 because he thought that maybe was at least 10 there. But man, I might just ask you, is there a cry from your heart for your city, for your area? Is there anything in there that is coming up out of your heart as a man that says, God, we've got some things in this city that isn't good, and crying out for the salvation of your city? It burns in my heart for my city. As I prayed for my city, God has given me a love and a compassion for my city. And I've seen God begin to move in my city. I just wonder if one of the things that is, quote, holding back God moving in a city or an area is the cry of men for their city. Is there any cry from your heart for your city? Just challenge you, man. What would happen if men began to cry out and ask God to move in your city? It might blow your mind what God will do.